Hey friends, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as HEYWIGSISTER on Instagram and Facebook. Today we are going to refresh the ends on this heat-friendly synthetic wig. This is straight up with a twist in the color Fiery Copper. It went out of my head for a second. The brand is Raquel Welch and I love this wig so much. I've worn it a ton and the ends right here are starting to get a little frizzy and frayed. And I'm going to show you how to take care of that. If you want to know more, stick around. Before we get started, I want to tell you, I do have timestamps in the description to take you to specific sections of this video. I think it's going to be a little bit of a longer video because I need to do some education besides just taking a hot air brush to this wig. So if you are familiar with heat-friendly fibers, if you're comfortable with heat-friendly fibers, if you know the challenges that you face with heat-friendly fibers, you can skip ahead to see how I handle mine with a hot air brush. But if you're new to wig wearing or you're not familiar with heat-friendly fibers, I really hope that you'll listen to this next segment because it's super, super important that you understand the challenges of heat-friendly fibers. They're not something to be afraid of, and I'll tell you how I overcame my own fear of them, because I wouldn't purchase heat-friendly fibers for the first year and a half, 2 years of my wig wearing journey. And now I love them. And I almost always choose them, even over human hair for certain styles. So let me tell you that story first, and I'll explain why you need to know this stuff. My fear of heat-friendly fibers was not unwarranted. It definitely came based on a negative experience that I had. So when I first started wearing wigs in 2018, the first piece I purchased was a topper. It was the Top Wave topper by Belle Tress, a heat-friendly synthetic topper that I had no idea what I was getting myself into. So I purchased it and I fell in love with it. And for 4 days, we were on our honeymoon. And about the 4th day or so, I couldn't figure out why it was getting gross. It was clumping. It was getting like this frayed frizziness on the ends. It was kind of a disaster. I couldn't wear it. It was so bad. 4 days. I wore it for long days, all day at work for 4 days. And so I got in a group that I was in. It wasn't Facebook at the time. The group is no longer around. And I asked, what the heck is going on? Why is this doing this? And I was told it was heat friendly, and heat friendly need heat. They need heat regularly to keep them from doing that. And I said, well, what kind of heat? You can use a flat iron, you can use, the different things. Nobody explained to me that a wavy heat-friendly piece would be straightened if I used a flat iron on it. Nobody. I had no idea. So I put it on a mannequin head and I took a flat iron to it and I straightened it. And it wouldn't go back to wavy. And I was so confused. And so then I was told I could just recurl it. Well, let me tell you guys, curling heat-friendly wigs is not the same as curling human hair. I still have not mastered it. I really just need to sit down and practice so that I can make a video for you guys and show you how I eventually have learned how to do it, but I just can't right now. So that made me afraid of heat-friendly fibers, and I avoided them like the plague for 2 years. And then I discovered bobs, straight bobs in heat-friendly fibers. And today, I actually will choose a heat-friendly bob over even a human hair wig. And I have all wigs, and I have a lot of experience with all of the different wigs now. And I really do love heat-friendly wigs. I think there's such benefit to them. And so please, if you've avoided them up until now, and you can wear straight pieces, even long straight pieces, I'm going to show you today how you can work with it. And I really think you're missing out. Raquel Welch makes some unbelievably gorgeous styles. Their lace fronts are the best on the market. They have amazing colors, and a lot of their wigs are heat friendly. And I do think that a lot of women avoid these beautiful styles because they don't know what they don't know. And today, I hope you'll know a little more. Tacking on to that segment before we move on to styling, I just want to say, if you're brand new to wig wearing, I do not recommend that you start with a long, wavy, or curly heat friendly piece. Curly and wavy are a special animal, if you will, and are a little bit more challenging, or a lot more challenging in my opinion, to care for. I have a video showing how to take steam to a shorter wavy piece. I actually have a California Beach Waves by Belle Tress that needs some rehab. It's really gotten frayed and frizzy and clumpy on the ends because it's long and it's wavy. I'm going to practice with that one a little bit, and I promise you guys I'll bring you a video showing you what has worked for me. I just haven't, I've avoided it, and I really love that wig. So content for more wavy curly pieces is going to come at some point, but I just want you to be prepared. They are challenging. I wouldn't start there if I were you. I just wouldn't. I just think that it might turn you off to heat friendly unnecessarily. So if you can do straight though, definitely follow the instructions in this video. Now the tool that I'm going to use in this video is a hot air brush by Beachwaver. It is their blow brush. You guys, I'm a huge fan of Beachwaver. I actually am an affiliate with them. So if you purchase from them, I do earn a little bit of a commission, but I only became an affiliate because I fell in love with their curling irons. They recently came out with this blow brush kit. That is, honestly, if you wear different types of wigs or you have bio hair that you sometimes style, this kit will eliminate the need for a lot of other tools. We have just a regular brush that blows air. I could use, and you can see there's even hair in here. I have used this brush before, but if I were to do it on this, I'm going to end up making this more straight than I want. It has already straightened more than I want. I want to get a curve on the end. That's why I'm going to use a round brush. It also has a diffuser, so if you wear curly human hair wigs, that would be awesome. And then it has a concentrator for drying. All right, to start using the tool, the very first thing that I do is use a little bit of water. This is a mister bottle that puts out a really fine mist, and I really like the way a hot airbrush works on a heat-friendly synthetic when it's been misted a little bit. I'll make sure every tool that I use is linked below to help you as you are trying to get things that will work for you as well. And then I brush it through. Don't get it too wet because that will be really hard. It'll take a long time for the hot airbrush to really work, so just get it damp. And some of you are questioning my use of a brush. I know that the recommendations that everybody hears is you never ever use a brush on a heat-friendly synthetic, only a wide tooth comb. Over the years, I've experimented with different things to find what works for me. And while I do still use a wide tooth comb on curly pieces and wavy pieces, on straight pieces, I love this brush. I find it works better for me. This is what I would consider a wide tooth brush because first of all, we've got no bristles. It's all plastic, no boar's head, no any kind of bristles but plastic. And it's pretty wide. You can see these bristles are pretty far apart. I don't find them to damage the wigs or be detrimental to them in any way. I'll make sure it's linked below. It is my favorite and I love it. And I use it on all my straight synthetics and heat-friendly synthetics. All right, so let's use the hot air brush. I'm going to use it on high heat. I would, if I were you, start on low, experiment with the lowest heat that will get you the result that you're looking for. I know for what I want to do, this is going to need high heat, and it's real simple. You guys just watch. Heat works such wonders on heat-friendly synthetic wigs. It is so incredible. It just helps soften them, make them more flowy. It's amazing how well that helps. Now, I'm going to show you how I'm going to get more of a curve on the bottom in just a moment. So the first pass is I'm just trying to take the heat, soften these fibers, get rid of some of the frizziness that can happen over time. And this side hasn't lost its curve as much as this side, so get some of that back eventually. There was something I was going to tell you guys. And I don't remember, oh, you can use a hot air brush to get lift as well. I have used a hot comb in a video to get lift in the front. And likely if I want more lift on this one, I'll probably pull out my hot comb, but you can always give a hot air brush a try if you're already working with it. Now, what I'm doing is I'm holding down on the lace so that I don't pull and stretch that lace out. That's one thing I'm doing as I'm pulling the hair back. The second thing, the style gets set in a wig when it cools, in a synthetic wig. The cooling process is what sets that style. So holding it back and up is helping to, because I'm waiting for it to cool, so that once it cools, hopefully we'll have a little bit more lift. You see that, you guys? Now, depending on how stubborn your wig is, how much lift you need, a hot air brush may or may not be enough. That's why a hot comb can be useful. I'll make sure a video is linked in the description that will show you how to use a hot comb. You guys don't have to buy all of these tools and break the bank. Over time, you can add to your supplies that help you work with your wigs. Consider what type of wigs you wear the most and what will be worth it for you. A hot air brush and a hot comb are great with heat-friendly synthetic and human hair. Both really wonderful, and so could be worth it, but it depends on you. Okay, so I wanted to at least show you that I did touch the rest of this hair with that hot air brush. I just didn't think you needed to see it real time while I was doing that. So now let's talk about, so one of the things when I took this and I did it this way, that really helped to soften that hard line that was on the bottom where it was really straight. But let's just say you're going over it and over it and over it and you're not getting the curve that you want. If you have a hot air brush that has a cool shot or button, that can help. So this one has that. I don't know if you'll be able to see it here, but we've got, there's the cool, it looks like a little snowflake. And then we've got 2 levels of hot air and fan. So I'm going to work on getting a little curve here, and then I'm gonna hold it in place with the cool, and we'll see how it goes. So I first want to get it hot. I'm just trying to make sure I get to that cool. There we go. And another option, if you don't have a cool button, just hold it in place. Give it time to cool so that you can get that curve added. You can go stand in front of a fan. Look, you guys. So some of you aren't going for that look, and so you won't need to do this part, but that's the look that I want. I want it to sort of match that section. See? How amazing is that? So let me summarize. Heat-friendly wigs do need heat taken to them regularly. How often will depend on the length, the conditions that you're wearing them in, how many hours at a time you wear them, all kinds of things. Do you touch them all the time? Are they rubbing up on your clothing? And so on a piece like this, I don't think you need to take heat to it very often. Like I said, I've had this 2 years. I've worn it a whole lot, and I've never had to take heat to it. So it's really just, you'll have to figure that out based on your own experience. Taking heat to these wigs can take a lot of forms. Hot air brush, hot comb, flat iron, blow dryer, and a comb or a brush. I mean, there's just a lot of ways that you can do this. So figuring out what's going to work best for you based on your style is helpful. The longer the wig, the more you'll need to take heat to it, especially in the nape area that rubs up on clothing all the time. The beauty of this piece is it doesn't rub up on any clothing. So if you have any questions, let me know. You can also take heat to get lift. Now you can see the lift didn't really stay very well, and that's just because I didn't hold it long enough. I'm going to work on maybe getting a little bit more lift here. I might grab my hot comb. Like I said, I do have a video already showing you how to do that. We'll see. I don't mind a little bit of face flopping, so we'll see. But I just hope that this helped you guys as you're trying to figure out how to manage your wigs. Don't be afraid of heat friendly, especially shorter pieces. I actually prefer them. You may not, but I sure do. One of the benefits of heat friendly, it doesn't have the same shine that regular synthetic can have. So if you've ever struggled with a synthetic wig thinking it's too shiny, heat friendly is going to be closer to human hair in that sense and really doesn't have the same shine. So it could be worth trying. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys in my next video.